Ladies and gentlemen,
I done been around the world, ain't nobody else that could do it like us with nobody help. When the chips about to fall and I'm back against the wall, know it's only one place I call. All roads lead home. Yeah. All roads lead home. Welcome to my city. Welcome to my city. Place I know. All roads lead home. Welcome to my city. Welcome to my city. Welcome to my city. Welcome to my city. The only place I know. All roads lead home.
We welcome you inside Chaska High School for the season opening game between the Chaska Hawks and the visiting Eastview Lightning. Two teams coming off of absolutely fantastic seasons a year ago. The Lightning, a well-known power in the metro area, as their starters are starting to be introduced. Chaska likes to put together these tough non-conference schedules and certainly get a tough opener tonight. Got a really good crowd on hand here in Chaska tonight.
6'6" junior, number 14, Chaska.
The Eastview starters continuing to be introduced. We'll get to the Hawks starters afterward.
6'4" junior, number 23, Sammy Bolter. And forward, 6'10" senior, number 24, Jamal Ambrose.
As your Lightning starters tonight, number 3, Kaiser Hassan, number 13, Kenji Scales, number 14, Chef Class, number 23, Sammy Boulder, and number 24, Jamal Ambrose.
For the Hawks at forward, 6'3", junior, number 21, Joey Gore. At center, 6'9", senior, number 23, Ray Nicholson. And forward, at 6'4", senior, number 24,
And the starters for your Hawks tonight, Cameron Wally, Matthew Coleman, Joey Barn, Brady Nicholson, and Jacoby Lyles. Those are the 5 who will match up for the Hawks tonight. Should be a good one. We've got the Hawks and the Lightning, two of the best teams in the metro area. Hawks like to schedule tough. So they went out and got one of the best to come in. Really good crowd on hand, as we mentioned. Chaska student section kind of got the socks with sandals and shirts look going. And a little bit of a fun atmosphere here. And now the Eastview student section getting into it as well. Opening tip will be Nicholson and Ambrose. And we are underway with the ball being booted around on the center circle. Ambrose eventually able to come up with it for the Lightning. as they control the opening tip. Hassan moves it into the front court, leaves it off for Kloss. Lightning work it around the perimeter as they get it to Ambrose at the top of the circle. Ambrose forced to work along the perimeter. 3 for Scales. Rattles off, and a foul on the rebound, and that'll go on Hassan. First team foul and the first personal foul on Hassan. Hawks will take their first possession here. Now after some discussion, they're going to give the foul to Chaska instead. It'll be Barn who takes the foul. Well, that'll be his first, and Chaska picks up the personal foul. Now the inbound nearly stolen away, but able to be held onto by Scales. Scales driving the lane. Nice little layup, goes down, and the Lightning have the first bucket of the season. Scales driving the lane with the layup. We got a foul here on the Lightning underneath this time. Bulger will pick up the foul. Now even at 1 foul apiece. Inbound underneath, but it's lost, and back up forward with it is Scales. Scales feeding Hassan. He's fouled on the layup, so he'll go to the line. Nicholson picks up the foul. Nicholson, we learned about a little bit in the pregame, having a great offseason, feeling he's playing his best that he ever has coming into the season, as the first free throw from Hassan is no good. Talked about his brother inspiring him to get in better playing shape. As he enters his senior year, he thinks he's never felt better. The second one goes down. So Hassan with 1 of 2 makes it 3-0 Lightning here in the early going. If the Hawks working into the front court with Coleman. Coleman works it along the perimeter, and a travel will turn the ball over to the Lightning. 17:04 to play in the first half. It's 3-0 Eastview. Scales will work it into the front court. Down on the near side, tipped out of bounds by Wally. Will stay with the Lightning. Hassan on the inbounds gets it into the near corner for Kloss. Kloss able to get it down low. Ambrose spinning layup gets it to go. So the reverse layup for Ambrose, and it's 5-0 Lightning here in the early going. Driving the lane to the other end is Lyles. Lyles kicks it back out, now on the baseline. Kick back over to Lyles. Lyles gets it to the top of the key. Lyles will set up for the 3. That's off the mark, no good, and Ambrose with the rebound. A little bit of a rough start for the Hawks in the early going, trailing 5-0. With Ambrose with the 3. That rattles around and off with the offensive rebound for Kloss, who is fouled. Coleman picks up the foul. That's his first. Already 3 team fouls on the Hawks. Not quite 2 minutes into the game as the inbound is to Hassan. Hassan gets it into the corner for Scales for 3, and that rolls around and off. Up with the rebound is Nicholson as the Hawks will advance the ball slowly back into the front court. 2 minutes into the game, it's 5-0 Eastview with the lead. Nicholson working his way through the lane, spinning, has the ball stripped away. Eastview trying to come up in transition, and then fouled from behind is Bulger. Wall picks up the foul, that's his first. But those fouls already piling up on the Hawks, who have 4. 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the game, as we'll see Hassan working his way toward the bench. He might have gotten poked in the eye or some sort during that last play. Mario Adams will check in for the Hawks. Scales sets up the offense for the Lightning. Ambrose on the far wing. Ambrose works it over to Scales. Scales defended nicely by Coleman. Kicked back over to Bulger. Bulger from the free throw line, short off front iron, and the Hawks come away with the rebound. Hawks still looking for their first bucket as Coleman driving, kicks it back out from the free throw line. Slowed up as he's fouled. That'll be the first foul on Ambrose. Second team foul on the Lightning. Wally will inbound. Coleman sets up with it. Coleman drops it in the near wing. Coleman back with it. Gets it inside for Wally trying to drive. No back over on the near wing and a foul. And Scales who picks up the foul. Now 3 team fouls on the Lightning. As Hassan returns to the bench, they're receiving a little bit of medical treatment. Wally gets it back over. Underneath for Nicholson. Nicholson trying to back down on Ambrose. Sets up for 3, and that goes down. 3 for Wally, and the first bucket of the season for the Hawks is that 3-pointer. Scales back in the front court for the Lightning. Gets it over for Kloss. Kloss now leaves it back for Adams. Down low for Kloss, and he's able to spin his way in for the easy layup. Hawks work it quickly back into the front court, now slow it down as Nicholson is tied up. Nicholson will try to back down Ambrose. Short fadeaway, Jay goes down. Brady Nicholson hits the fadeaway bucket. It's 7-5, Lightning with the lead here. 13:55 to play in the first half as Scales nearly lost the ball. Wasn't sure where that foul was going to go on because it looked like the official was going to, he was kind of hopping like he was going to signal it was an offensive foul. Foul will go on Jacoby Lyles. That's 5 team fouls on the Hawks. Bulger will inbound. Gets it to Scales on the far corner. Scales spinning, will get it back into the corner. Driving the baseline, unable to get the layup to go as Scales almost followed up with the jam, but he couldn't stuff it down. Jump ball, the possession arrow favoring the Hawks. Bourne will inbound for the Hawks. 13:38 to play in the first half. It's 7-5. Eastview with the early lead. Down low for Nicholson. Nicholson gets double teamed, jump ball, and that'll favor the Lightning. The fantastic play underneath to get him tied up by Kloss with Ambrose right there as well. Scales working it into the front court. Ross was looking underneath initially for Maddox Foss, and now Scales driving. Layup isn't there. Hawks will look to advance up court with numbers. Back the other way, now having to kick it back out is Coleman. Coleman leaving it off for Wally. Wally now taking it back on the far corner. Coleman. Coleman threw it off toward the far side, but that'll be out of reach and a turnover. So the Lightning will take the ball back. Going to be some opening night jitters for sure. A lot of these players have not played in a game together yet, obviously. First game of the season, a little bit of a different team than you have last year. As a turnover at the other end that certainly will be cleaned up with time as the pass out of bounds. They're trying to get underneath for Foss. Well, a lot of these guys, as we said, playing in their first game together. Really no substitute for playing in a game together. As a three from the far wing goes down, and the Hawks have their first lead. Wally hits his second three of the early going. He has 6 points, and the Hawks have the lead at 8-7, and a travel at the other end as Scales took steps. Hawks leading 8-7. There's some opening night jitters. Of course, a lot of these players haven't played in front of a crowd in a couple years. Some of these players playing varsity for the first time. It's Nicholson with the long three. That rolls around and that comes off. Scales with the rebound. Scales gets it to Kloss. Kloss trying to drive his way through the lane. He'll kick it back out. Scales now on the baseline. He's guarded well by Wally. Loose ball gets tied up. Jump ball favors the Hawks. Lyles comes back in for Chaska. Also have Hassan back in the game for Eastview. Checked out of the game early on. Might have gotten poked in the eye or took a small cut somewhere. Forced him to exit the game as he's back in now. Hawks work the ball into the front court. Nicholson with it, guarded by Ambrose. Long pass toward the far side. Really good ball movement that sets up Wally for three. That's short, but the offensive rebound. Wally streaking in through the lane with the finish. The great pass underneath as Wally streaking through the lane. It's 10-7 Chaska. Ruhan Jordan gets it off. And a long shot, no good. Hawks the rebound, back up court with it. Nicholson will take the three. That's too strong. Offensive rebound, Lyles, as he's fouled underneath. As Ambrose got in good position for the block. They'll give the foul to Adams. So Lyles will go to the line to shoot a pair. First one too strong off the back rim. Second one also no good. Adams comes away, Ambrose comes away with the rebound. It's back on the baseline. Miles Adams has it stolen away, and the Hawks will take the ball back up court. 7 minutes into the game, 10-7, Chaska with the early lead. Jordan sends it out of bounds, will stay with Chaska. Five team fouls on the Hawks, 4 on the Lightning. And we'll get a foul on the inbound as Hassan will pick that up, and the fouls will be even at 5 apiece. Wally will have to lob it into the backcourt. Able to gain the front court is Coleman, and then nearly a turnover. It'll stay with Chaska. We talked about Chaska liking to schedule tough. The next home game will be number 9, Lakeville North. They'll be in here a couple of weeks from yesterday. Just 2 home games for the Hawks in the pre-New Year's portion of the schedule. Coleman works it into the front court. He's tripped up, no call. We continue playing on. Now Coleman on the baseline trying to drive as he was met underneath the basket by Miles Adams. Lightning back up court with the ball. Hassan. Leaving it for Dylan Onweno. Underneath for Ambrose, and he stepped on the baseline. We got a timeout taken here. Eastview will take the timeout, so we're going to take a quick break. Tonight's game presented by Unrestricted Marketing. Back inside Chaska High School, coming out of the Lightning timeout. It's 10-7 Hawks, 10:21 to play in the first half. Hawks off the turnover, working it into the front court. Nicholson for 3, that's short. Scales back into the front court. A little bit more urgency for the Lightning this time. We'll get it underneath for Ambrose. Ambrose able to get the finish off glass. Now a little bit of tempo at the other end as the Hawks push it in early. Driving the lane and able to get the layup. Coleman able to drive the lane. He's got his first 2 points. Ambrose back at the other end with it. Leaves it for Onweno. Now back to Hassan. Hassan underneath with it. Little jump hook over Lyles, goes down. 12-11, the Hawks with the lead. We approach the midpoint of this first half. Coleman thought about driving the lane once again, was forced to back out. Set up for the 3 from Foss, and that's good. Maddox Foss drains the 3. And a turnover for the Lightning at the other end. .9:03 to play in the first half. It's 15-11. The Hawks with their largest lead. The 3 rolls around and goes down. Foss on back-to-back possessions with 3s. 4 3-pointers for the Hawks already in the first half. They lead by 7 at 18-11. Onweno, the short jumper from the free throw line, if that goes down. 18-13, the Hawks leading it. Coleman. He'll slow it down. Good ball movement by the Hawks as that ball was tipped but able to be recovered. And then in the corner, it's Wally for 3, and that's off the mark. Nicholson underneath. He's got the rebound, and he puts it back. (20 to 13), the Hawks with the lead. Hawks come out with the rebound in transition, and the foul as hitting the deck hard. So Adams picks up the foul, and Wally will shoot a pair. Lyles will come back in for the Hawks. See both teams trying to go a little bit bigger here in the middle stages of this first half. Second free throw also off the mark, and Ambrose has the rebound. 20-13, Hawks with the lead. Bueno able to get it down low, and Ambrose the finish. Jamal Ambrose starting to heat up a little bit for the Lightning as Nicholson will take the long three, too strong. Rebound for Quas. Bueno with it in the front court for the Lightning. Quas guarded by Lyles. Able to work his way along the baseline and get the finish. No Quas. Nicholson at the other end as it go off his hands. He's able to save it as he throws it all the way back into his own backcourt. And an over and back called. It'll be Lightning basketball. 7:03 to play in the first half. 20-17, the Hawks with the lead. Andrew Schaefer checks in for the Hawks for the first time. Scales works it to the free throw line. His jumper rolls around off the mark. It'll stay with the Lightning as a nice play by Quas to get it in off the leg of Lyles out of bounds. Scales inbounds to Hassan. Hassan for Bueno for three in the corner, and he got it. That ties the game up at 20, and now a foul on Hassan on the inbound. Dylan Bueno hits the three from the corner. That ties the game with 6:47 to play in the first half. 1-1 at the other end for the Hawks. 7th team foul on the Lightning. Foss, who already has 2 3-pointers, will shoot the 1-1. Looking right into that Eastview student section, and the first one is no good, but the offensive rebound. Nicholson with the baseline jumper, and he drained it. The Hawks will take a timeout as they regain the lead at 22-20. We come back out of the timeout with the Hawks leading by 2. Lightning work it into the front court. Bueno, who with the 3 on the last possession, gets it in the corner for Quas. Quas is trying to work his way in. Bueno will take a long 3. That's off the front rim. Ball is still loose, and the Hawks eventually corral it. Back up the floor with it is Wally as he gets it into the front court. Wally. The Hawks will set up the offense with Coleman, Nicholson, Lyles. Some of those on the floor as well. Wally will take the 3, and that'll be well short. Ball was saved in bounds, but taken by the Lightning. And back up the court is Scales. Bueno gets it underneath, and the offensive foul on the drive by Ambrose. Second foul on Ambrose. That's the 8th team foul on the Lightning. Hawks into the front court. Nicholson guarded by Ambrose. He's trying to work his way through the trees to get it to Lyles in the corner for 3, and he got it. Jacoby Lyles with the 3 from the corner. It's a 5-point lead for the Hawks, 25-20. And back at the other end, a 3 attempt off the mark for Bolger. Hawks back on offense into the front court with it. Coleman lost the ball as he started his drive. Gets it into the corner. Wally thought about the 3. Now he'll drive the baseline. He'll kick it out to Nicholson. Nicholson starts his move. He tries to back his way down. Lyles will take another 3, and that one rolls off. Scales comes away with the rebound. Bolger. Ross had it poked away. He's able to get it back. Scales spinning his way through the lane, lost the ball and traveled. It's going to be a turnover either way, but the ref said he took steps before he lost the ball out of bounds. Chaska takes the ball back over. 4:47 to play in the first half. 25-20. The Hawks with the lead over the Eastview Lightning. A stiff test for the Hawks to open the season, but so far they've got the advantage. Trying to drive his way through the lane is Wally as it's tipped out of bounds. It'll go over to the Lightning. Talked about Lakeville North being the next team up into the building. They'll have games at Eden Prairie and at Shakopee as well. Both of those teams in the top 10. Opponents that the Hawks will see coming up in the next few weeks. Kloss thought about the 3. He's forced back toward the perimeter. Adams, Kloss. Really good perimeter defense as Scales will take the 3, and that's short. Rebound carried back up the floor by Coleman. Coleman trying to drive on Scales, lost the ball, and it's carried back up court by Bolger. Bolger trying to finish. He's fouled before he got to the hoop. Wall picks up his second. 16 foul on the Hawks. That puts the Lightning into the bonus for the next foul. Inbound to Kloss. Kloss guarded by Lyles. Bolger gets it back for Hassan. Really tough interior defense working well for the Hawks here, forcing the Lightning to take some long shots that definitely don't want to be taking. Kloss trying to drive, he's forced to kick it out. Adams trying to drive the lane, he's fouled. Didn't get the shot to go, but it'll go to the line. Mario Adams will head to the line to shoot a pair. Andrew Schaefer picks up the foul, that's his first. 7th team foul on Chaska with 3:39 to play in the first half. Adams' first free throw is off the mark. Free throw shooting has been difficult for both teams tonight. The second one rolls around and goes down. So Adams makes 1 of 2 at 25-21. Hawks with the lead. We come into the later part of the first half. Lyles in the far corner. He'll kick it out on the near side as Coleman drives. Short floater, no. Gets his own rebound, gets it underneath for the finish from Schaefer. Great job, he got his own offensive rebound, found Schaefer underneath the basket for the easy layup. Loss on the far wing for the Lightning. He'll try to drive the baseline. Contested layup goes down. Nicholson works it into the front court for the Hawks. Free throw line jumper too strong. Scales with the rebound for the Lightning. Bolger getting it underneath Hassan. Hassan will kick it back to Bolger. Now Adams at the free throw line. He'll kick it back out. Scales has it tipped away. Lyles comes away with the steal. Lyles trying to drive up court as it was poked away from behind. It'll stay with the Hawks. 2:31 to play in the first half. The Hawks leading 27-23. Game we all expected and hoped to see thus far. We've had some really good defense from both sides. The long straight on three from Coleman goes down, and the Hawks match their largest lead at 7, 30-23. Bolger, Adams at the top of the circle. Hassan, straight on three, rims off. As Kloss took that long three, but then the rebound was able to be come up with by Hassan, and he's fouled on the drive. Hassan will go to the line to shoot a pair. That'll be the second on Nicholson, the 8th team foul for the Hawks. Hassan's first free throw off the back rim, no good. Talked about some of the difficulties of looking into those student sections. Second one off the mark as well, and the ball will be out of bounds over to the Hawks. 1:56 to play in the first half. We'll see if the free throw shooting improves in the second half, as then the baskets switch ends and teams will be shooting the basketball toward where their student section is positioned. Foss on the drive, he'll kick it out on the corner for three. That's way too strong. Off the mark was Bourne. Got it to Hassan underneath. Unable to follow up with the putback was Adams. Hawks into the front court, but then the bad pass taken away by Kloss. Lightning will get it right back into their offensive front court. And too strong off glass for Hassan. Lyles works it into the Hawks front court. Offensive foul. Both teams going a little tempo, trying to catch the other in transition. Be the second on Lyles, and the 9th team foul for the Hawks. 1:16 left to play in the half. Scales into the front court. Umweno gives it off for the three for Scales, and he got it. Cuts the Hawk lead to 4 as we come down to a minute to go in the first half. Foss forced to work it back toward the timeline. Coleman got the screen. It's a hard screen, but no call. Foss driving into the lane and took steps. 42.6 left to play in the opening half. We'll see how the Lightning want to approach this possession. If you have not heard, the shot clock will be coming to Minnesota high school basketball by 2023 at the latest. We'll see if the Lightning want to play for the last shot. Hassan. Umweno gets it into the far corner for Scales. Umweno thought about the long three as he drives to the free throw line. Now backs out. Hassan trying to drive the baseline, contested and fouled. Brendan Sir picks up his first foul, seeing his first action tonight. Hassan will go to the line to shoot a pair. 10th team foul on the Hawks. Hassan's first free throw off the front rim. Second one down. It's a three-point game with 19.2 left. Hawks likely will hold for the last shot. Coleman works it into the front court. He's guarded well. And a foul will be called on Amueno as he got tied up with Sir, so that'll send Sir to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. That's the 9th team foul on the Lightning. 8.2 seconds left in the first half. 3-point game, 30-27, the Hawks with the lead. Sir unable to get the first one. Adams with the rebound. Down to 5 seconds left in the half. Scales trying to drive. He's tripped up. Loose ball, and the half comes to an end. Well, the tough free throw shooting night for both teams continues. But as we had mentioned, now they'll be heading into their respective student sections. We expect the free throw shooting might get a little better into the second half. After one half of play, it's the home Hawks leading 30-27 over the number 6 ranked Eastview Lightning. Tonight's game presented by Unrestricted Marketing. We're going to take a break, come back with your second half. Stay with us. welcome you back inside, just getting the second half underway. Eastview starting with the ball on offense. As Kloss with the three from the far corner is off the mark. Both starting fives returning to the floor to start the second half. Coleman as this one stolen away on the pass and then stepping on the baseline, working his way up court with Bolger. A little bit of a sloppy turnover there from Bolger, who had a clear pass to the basket but stepped on the sideline. 17:36 to play in the game. 30-27. The Hawks with a 3-point lead after halftime. Nice feed to Wall, trying to drive the lane. Spins around, able to get the finish. Cameron Wall hit 2 early threes in the game. Hassan. Bolger at the top of the circle. Long three for Ambrose. That rattles off, but the offensive rebound for Hassan as it finds Ambrose underneath for the finish. 3-point game still, 32-29. Hawks carry the basketball back into the front court. Wall gets it into the corner for Lyles. Now Wall takes it back. Nicholson. Long lob pass. They're able to set up the three from Wall, and he got it. Now Cameron Wall has his third three of the game. 35-29. The Hawks have led by as many as 7. Lightning's largest lead is 5, as underneath Hassan with the turnaround jump hook able to finish. 35-31, Hawks leading, 16-10 to play in the second half. Wall forced to kick the ball back out. Nicholson straight on three, and he got that. Brady Nicholson, we've seen him take a few three-pointers. That's the first one he's hit tonight. Nicholson comes up with the big three there. It puts the Hawks back up by 7. Has Hassan on the drive and the foul. Hassan just fighting underneath. Kaiser Hassan able to get the bucket, and he'll go to the line. Third on Lyles. That's the first team foul on the Hawks here in the second half. Hassan able to drain the free throw. Back into the game for the Hawks will be Schaefer. As Lyles will sit down with those 3 fouls. One thing we talked about a couple of times in that first half, the free throw shooting was really rough on both sides. Both of them looking up into the opposing student sections. Now here in the second half, both teams will be attacking the basket going toward their respective student sections. And as such, the first free throw, small sample size, but the Lightning able to drain it. We'll see how that affects the free throw shooting here in the second half. Steal by Nicholson. Brady Nicholson, though, must have knocked the ball off of his body to gain possession. It was a very late call, but the turnover will go over to the Lightning. Scales works it in the front court. Bolger. Kloss guarded as he tries to drive through the lane. Has the ball stripped, but able to be recovered by Hassan, and he'll finish the layup. Back to a 2-point game, 3 minutes into the second half at 38-36. Nicholson underneath, guarded by Ambrose as he's tied up, and a foul will be called on the Lightning. Foul will go on Kloss. That's his first team foul for the Lightning here in the second half. A bad pass underneath and turned the ball over to the Lightning. Talked about also in the first half, opening night jitters. You have A lot of these players playing in front of fans for the first time in a while. Have guys who have not necessarily played together a lot, so just not quite that chemistry there as you see a ball go through the legs of Bolger for a turnover. And I think both times I've made that statement, then you have had a play like that sort of exemplifies that a lot of these guys are just learning to play with each other for the first time in a game situation. Just no substitute. You can't really learn all that in practice. You have to get on the floor and play against a live opponent. Wall on the drive, forced to kick it back out. Schaefer gets it to Nicholson for three, and that's off the mark. Hassan with the rebound. Scales trying to drive. Double clutched, able to get it off, but no good. And then Ambrose able to come up with the rebound. He can't finish, and then he'll foul on the rebound. Schaefer came away with it, and then the foul on Ambrose. That's his third. And then Ambrose will promptly check out of the game as Mario Adams comes back in. 14 minutes to play in regulation. It's a 2-point game, 38-36. Chaska with the lead. Eastview, a power program for quite a long time in the eastern part of the metro. And then a foul. It will go against Scales in the backcourt. That's his second, and now the Lightning with 3 fouls here in the second half. Checking to make sure that the court is dry before we resume play. Inbound to Coleman. Coleman works it into the front court for Schaefer. Foss, who had a couple threes in the first half, has the ball stripped away and then gets it back. Foss will carry it back to the three-point line. Now has it nearly stolen by Hassan. Ball still being kicked around and eventually corralled by Foss. He has it poked away from behind by Scales, but it'll stay with the Hawks. A little bit of a Keystone Cop sequence from both teams trying to get a hold of that basketball. Eventually the Hawks able to come up with it and keep it at the out-of-bounds play. Nicholson. He'll try to back the play down, kicks it into the corner. Scales tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hawks. Scales thought he got it off Coleman, but the official says we'll keep it at the Hawks' end. Wall on the inbound, gets it to Schaefer. Coleman is fouled by Scales. Well, if they give it to Kloss, might have been away from the ball. Inbound. Kicked back for Kloss, or excuse me, for Foss, and then the long three attempt, and that's good. Cameron Wall with his fourth three, leading all scorers in the game now with 14. Kloss trying to drive the baseline is Hassan. Hassan gets it back into the corner. Scales guarded well. He's able to get through as he's fouled from behind and count the bucket. Coleman fouled him from behind. He'll count the basket, and Scales will go to the line for one more. Scales completes the three-point play. It's a two-point game once again, 41-39. 12:35 left in regulation. Just a second team foul on the Hawks, 4 on the Lightning. Wall, guarded by Bueno, spins his way through, gets it back into the corner for Coleman for 3. That's off the mark, and the rebound for Hassan. Scales into the front court quickly. Now he'll slow it down. Scales, Hassan will have it on the far wing. Getting it underneath for Kloss, trying to drive on Nicholson, and he's able to finish with the left hand. That ties the game up at 41. As we'll get a quick officials timeout. And I think they're going to say Kloss kind of took a little bit of an elbow in the head. I think he's going to want to make sure he's okay. To the official motioning contact to the head. Kloss will stay in the game. The Eastview students getting loud here at the visiting Hawks gym. Chance of defense coming from the Lightning student section at the far end of the court. Driving underneath, Nicholson gets it to go and one. Kloss will pick up his 3rd foul. Nicholson had a little bit of a rough go of it shooting early on, but now he's had some nice ones. He had the nice jumper on the baseline late in the first half that put the Hawks at that point up by 2. Had the nice 3-pointer in the early stages of the second half. Now he'll try to complete the 3-point play, which he does. It's a 4-point game, 44-41. The Hawks with the lead with 11:39 left to play in regulation. 5 team fouls on the Lightning, just 2 for the Hawks. There's Bueno from the corner, that rolls off. Kloss there for the offensive rebound, and then he has it taken away. Battling for it is Wall with Kloss. The jump ball will favor the Hawks. Hassan will come back in with Kloss sitting down. A little bit of a better played second half thus far from both teams. I think everybody having a little bit of time to digest where things were at after one half of play, or first half of play of the season. Kloss on the drive, too strong, can't get it to go. Scales will carry it back into the front court. Adams leaves it off at the top of the circle as now Adams trying to drive and a travel. Turnover gives the ball back over to the Hawks with 10:56 left to play. Lyles back in the game, sat down for a while with those 3 fouls. Nicholson will leave it off on the near side for Coleman. Coleman on the drive is fouled. That'll be the 3rd on Hassan, and now the Lightning starting to dig themselves into some foul trouble holes here in the second half. That's their 6th team foul. The next one will send the Hawks to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Inbound underneath for Nicholson. Nicholson leaves off for Coleman. Coleman trying to spin through the lane. Gets it back for Nicholson, who has it poked away. Will keep it at the Hawks' end. Nicholson receives the inbound, drives toward the basket, trying to work under Hassan, doesn't get the bucket, but the foul on Hassan will send Nicholson back to the line. Seventh team foul, it'll go on Scales, that'll be his 3rd, and the Hawks will be in the bonus. Going forward. First one is good for Nicholson. Nicholson hits both. It's a 5-point lead for Chaska, 46-41. That really good interior defense as Bueno on the drive is fouled. I'm about to say the Lightning were going to have to figure out how to solve that Hawks interior defense that had been presenting a number of problems. It'll be the third foul on Coleman as Bueno will go to the line to shoot a pair. I've seen in the second half the free throw shooting has gotten a lot better. Had mentioned a few times with the teams attacking the basket facing the opposing student section. Bueno hits both to make it a 3-point game. They're able to get it into Foss. He's tied up, and the turnover will go to the Lightning. Lightning able to force a big turnover, down 3, 10-17 left to play. The inbound is to Jordan. Jordan gives off for Bueno. Jordan moves it back over to the near side. Nice feed underneath, and the finish for Mario Adams to make it a 1-point game. Hawks will be able to gain the front court. Nice bounce pass underneath for Wall, but he can't finish. Ambrose comes away with the rebound. Bueno at the other end, baseline jumper. That rattles off. And the foul will go against Miles Adams of the Lightning. That'll bring the 1-and-1 to the other end. Nicholson will stand at the free throw line. Lyles back in for the Hawks. It's a 1-point game, 46-45. First free throw rolls around and off. Jordan carries into the front court for the Lightning, looking to take the lead. The three for Mario Adams, that's off the mark. Ambrose comes away with the offensive rebound. Bueno will take the three, and he got it. Dylan Bueno puts the Lightning ahead, 48-46 with that big three-pointer. Timeout, Chaska. Hawks had led by as many as 7 a couple of occasions throughout the latter part of the first half, and then again here into the second half. But the Lightning pull ahead there with that three from Bueno. Thought the Hawks had called a timeout, but they did not. They were just holding up play to get their substitutions into the game. It's Coleman off the inbounds, works into the front court, guarded by Jordan. Nicholson for Lyles. Coleman with it. Coleman sets up the long straightaway three from Foss. That's off the mark, and Ambrose has the rebound. Jordan for Ambrose. A tips off of him. He's able to recover inbounds. Adams trying to work around Lyles, forced to kick it back out for Bueno. Bueno at the perimeter. Feeds Jordan. Jordan at the free throw line travels. Well, the Lightning with their first lead since relatively early in the first half. They had a 7-5 lead with the last time they led in the game. Now lead 48-46, just past the midpoint of the second half. That one poked away. Nicholson able to keep it alive. And now a foul will go against the Lightning. I believe that will be on Miles Adams. That'll be his third. And that'll send the Hawks back to the line for the 1-and-1. Maddox Foss will shoot the free throw. 9th team foul on the Lightning. Certainly not where they want to be, with still nearly the entire second half left to play. Foss drains the first free throw. That ties the game at 48. Rather draws the Hawks within one. My apologies. Does get the second one as well, and that does tie the game. 48 apiece, 8.5 minutes roughly left to play here in the second half, 8:32 to be exact. Scales comes back in off the bench for the Lightning to start the stretch run. Lives off for Umweno. Comes back to Umweno. He'll try to work the baseline, can't get it, but he's fouled. Umweno with the big three a moment ago to put the Lightning ahead. Now he'll go to the line to try to put the Lightning back in front. Gets the first to spin down. Buckle up, we're going to be in for a tight one the rest of the way. Just like the girls when they opened up their season Tuesday night against Shakopee, defending their state title. Umweno gets the second one to spin around off glass and drop. He makes both. It's 50-48 Lightning. 8:20 left to play in regulation. Tight game all the way with the girls successfully starting off their title defense 60-57. Nicholson double teamed and turns it over. This time he did get the timeout off. 8:04 left to play in regulation. 50-48, the Lightning with the lead. Restricted marketing. We'll be right back. Eight minutes and 4 seconds left in regulation. The Lightning leading it by a score of 50-48. The Hawks putting together another tough schedule. Lakeville North will be the next team in the building. Nicholson puts it up from just inside the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Scales carries into the front court. It's Adams with it. Scales back on the near side. Now we'll get a foul underneath on the Hawks. Nicholson picks up his third. That's the fifth team foul on the Hawks. 7:45 left to play in regulation. Lightning already with 9 team fouls. Definitely not where they want to be in a tight game. Inbound to Umweno. Kloss back in now with the ball. And we'll get another foul underneath. So that'll put the Lightning in the bonus with the next foul. Oh no, it's going to be an offensive foul. My apologies, as Hassan picks up the offensive foul. So that's the 10th team foul on the Lightning. Chaska will have the double bonus the rest of the way here in regulation. what figures to be a tight final 7 minutes and 40 seconds. That's the fourth foul on Hassan. He remains in the game with the 4 fouls. Up court with it is Coleman. Coleman goes to the bucket and gets it down. And that ties the game up at 50. Coleman taking that coast to coast. Kloss gets it back for Scales. Ambrose trying to back down on Nicholson. Ambrose able to gently roll it in, and that puts the Lightning back in front, 52-50. Come down to 7 minutes left to play in regulation. Nicholson, nice pass underneath, and the finish for Wall. Scales working through the lane. He'll be fouled on the drive. And Nicholson looks to pick up his 4th. Sixteen fouls now on the Hawks. So that will put the Lightning in the bonus with the next foul. Looks like Nicholson will check out with the 4 fouls. Scales has the first free throw roll off. Bourne back in the game as Nicholson will have to sit down for a little bit with the 4 fouls. Hassan has 4 for the Lightning, but Hassan for now remaining in the game with the 4. Scales hit the second free throw. It's a 1-point lead for the Lightning, 53-52, and a bad pass. Lightning will scoop it up for the turnover. Scales, the defender tripped in front of him, and then the kicked ball. It'll stay with the Lightning. Scales was trying to work around Coleman. Scales will take the inbound pass, try to get to the rack. He won't get it, but he'll be fouled. Scales will head back to the free throw line, try to extend this Lightning lead. That'll be 4 on Coleman. Scales gets the first one. That makes it a 2-point lead for the Lightning, 54-52. They'll have one more. Voss comes back in for the Hawks, as well as Mario Adams for the Lightning. Scales hits the second. It's a 3-point lead, 55-52. Voss trying to drive into the front court. Bounce pass nearly taken away. Now the ball is loose. The Hawks able to maintain it, though. Backing his way out is Wall. Wall gets it on the far wing. Now back over for Wall, guarded by Amueno, and the foul will go on Amueno. So that'll send Wall to the line for the 1-and-1, for a 2 to shoot. To shoot 2, excuse me. Second on Amueno. As we talked about, that foul trouble now coming back to bite as the Hawks in the double bonus the rest of the way. Wall, though, misses the first one. He'll have one more. Second one does go down to the 2-point game, 55-53. We come to 6 minutes left to play in regulation. Amueno gets it for Scales. Scales trying the floater. It's not there, and the Hawks come away with the rebound. Hawks quickly into the front court. Foss will size up Scales. Gets it back on the far side. Bourne gets it on the near side for Foss. Foss underneath gets it back for Wall. Wall trying to drive. He'll have to kick it out, and then it kicks off the legs of Schaefer, and that'll be a turnover. Just a tough play. Just a ball that unfortunately Schaefer couldn't hold on to cleanly. Lightning with the 2-point lead will have the ball in their front court for the inbound. Adams gets it in for Scales. Ambrose got for Bueno on the near wing. Ambrose. Floss thought about the three. Now he'll try to drive from the baseline, had the ball stripped, able to get it back. Bueno thought about the three. He'll float one off glass, too strong, and the Hawks come away with the rebound. Coleman trying to drive around Bueno. Now Coleman slips and falls, able to recover the ball. Nicholson for three! And the Hawks go back in front, 56-55. Nicholson had a little bit of a tough shooting night to start, as now Scales drives through the lane cleanly, and that'll put the Lightning back on top. Eastview will take a timeout here. Tonight's game presented by Unrestricted Marketing. We'll take a break and come right back. 57-56, Eastview ahead with 4:40 to play. We come back out of the Eastview timeout. Lightning leading by 1, 57-56. 4:35 left to play in regulation. Nicholson, who hit the big three on the last possession that put the Hawks ahead for the moment. And the layup at the other end does not go, and the Lightning have the rebound. Bueno thought about driving the baseline. Adams back for Scales. Scales trying to work the baseline, able to get it in, and that puts the Lightning up by 3, 59-56. Worked into the front court by Coleman. Nicholson looking to back down on Ambrose. Nicholson with the floater, and he got it. Nicholson has been red hot here in the second half. Bueno will take the long three, and that's off the mark. Nicholson the rebound. Hawks can go back in front. Nicholson for Foss. Foss getting it back for Coleman. Coleman back for Foss. And we'll get a timeout taken. (59-58) Eastview, 3:24 left to play. Hawks able to inbound. Nicholson able to keep the deflected ball in play. Wally trying to drive around Kloss, and he's fouled. Kloss picks up his fourth. Coleman will go to the line to shoot a pair, trying to give the Hawks the lead back. Coleman's first one rolls off. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Second free throw is good. That ties things up at 59. Bueno in the front court with it for Eastview. Scales will slow things back down. Bueno, we've seen his range in this game for the Lightning. Kloss on the other side on the baseline. Rolls around but doesn't fall. Hawks come away with the rebound from Nicholson. Back into the front court, and then it kicks off. And then back the other way is Bueno for the layup, and that puts Eastview back in front. Another tough turnover for the Hawks. Foss back at the other end with it. 61-59 Lightning. Tough turnover that enabled Bueno to go to the other bucket with it. Out of bounds off of Kloss, so we'll stay at the Hawks end. 2:27 left to play. It's a 61-59 lead for the Lightning. Inbound for Nicholson. He's guarded by Ambrose. Nicholson will look to back him down. Short range floater, no. Lightning will carry it into the front court with the lead. Down to 2:13 left to play. Scales. Kloss at the free throw line. Scales. And timeout taken by Eastview. 2:02 left to play in regulation. It's Eastview 61, Chaska 59. You're watching CHBN presented by Unrestricted Marketing. We'll be right back. Back here in Chaska, 61-59 Lightning with 2:02 left to play. Quick game reset for you as they get it into Scales. 3 timeouts for the Hawks, 2 for the Lightning. Hassan with 4 fouls for Eastview. Nicholson with 4 fouls as well for the Hawks, and 4 fouls also for Coleman. Hawks able to come away with the rebound off the missed 3. That's Coleman on the drive. He's got it, and the game is tied. 61-61. Bueno with the ball as he works it back toward the top of the circle. Adams gives back for Bueno. Scales. Back on the near wing for Bueno. Looking to drain a little bit of clock as Scales on the drive has loose. Kloss able to recover. The 2 on the baseline is not there. 1 minute left to play, 61 all. Hawks advance it into the front court. As they will run some time off the clock. It's Coleman leaves off for Foss. Foss over for Schaefer. Schaefer for Coleman. Coleman guarded by Bueno. Schaefer Foss. Down to 20 seconds as the Hawks look like they will run this thing down all the way for the last shot. Coleman. Back from Schaefer. Down to 10. Coleman. Down to 7. Coleman spinning, guarded by Onyewu. He'll take the 3 at the buzzer. It's well off the mark and will go to overtime. So the Hawks played for the last shot, but the Lightning defended it very well, and Onyewu forced just the awkward long shot that didn't have a chance. So we'll go to overtime here on opening night. Tonight's game presented by Marketing Unrestricted here on CHBN. Along with producer Brett Johnson, I'm Patrick Lilia. It's a pleasure to have you along with us for opening night. An overtime thriller. Put 5 minutes back up on the clock. Hawks led 30-27 at halftime. The Hawks control the opening tip here in the overtime period. Hawks in the double bonus. Eastview in the single bonus, and a turnover will turn the ball over to the Lightning. 3:49 to play in the overtime period. Inbound to Scales. Scales will drive his way through the lane, and he'll finish to put the Lightning in front, 63-61. 3.5 minutes to play in overtime. Coleman sets up, trying to work around Scales. Scales in good defensive position, over to Foss on the near wing, and then it was stolen by Onyewu, and then he stepped out of bounds. It's the second time we've seen that a guy has come up with a steal, a clear path to the basket, and stepped on the sideline. Timeout will be taken by the Hawks. 3:13 left to play. We're in overtime. Eastview leading at 63-61. Tonight's game presented by Marketing Unrestricted. Stay with us. Hawks will come out of their timeout with 3:13 left to play in the overtime. The Lightning leading it by 2 at 63-61 as now Ambrose will be escorted off the court for the Lightning, as he will be directed to the locker room, at least to get a little bit of medical attention, as checking back into the game will be Mario Adams. Something we've seen a few times tonight, that officials have pulled players aside and told them that they need to go get a little bit cleaned up. Wall will inbound, gets it in the near corner for Foss. Foss back toward the timeline. Tallman bounce pass underneath for Nicholson. Nicholson double teamed, able to get it off into the far corner. Wiles. Tallman thought about the three, getting it back toward Nicholson. One pass too many, and the Lightning take it away. 2:50 left in overtime. The Lightning leading at 63-61. Scales into the front court with it for Kloss. Kloss defended well by Wiles. Hawks looking for a big stop, and there's going to be a foul underneath. Foul will be on Foss. That'll be his first. Hassan will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Hassan gets the first and makes it a 3-point Eastview lead. As we pointed out more than once, the foul shooting has gotten a lot better in the second half, as Hassan makes both. It's a 4-point lead for the Lightning, 65-61. 2:25 to play in overtime. Pass underneath Nicholson. It's taken away by Umweno. Umweno feeds Hassan. Hassan on the drive, got it, and the foul. That makes it a 6-point lead for the Lightning with a free throw to come. Timeout taken here. Well, the Lightning have built themselves a lead here in overtime, 67-61. Eastview now in front with 2:16 left to play. Tonight's game presented by Marketing Unrestricted Marketing, excuse me. So glad you've joined us tonight. Along with Brett Johnson, our producer engineer, I'm Patrick Lilia. It's been such a pleasure to be with you. We've had a great game tonight. Hawks will need to come up with a few buckets here late in overtime, now trailing by 6. The Eastview student section starting to feel it a little bit. We have one free throw for Hassan coming out of the timeout. The largest lead of the game for the Lightning. They led 5-0 to start the game. Foul was on Foss. That's his second in as many possessions. Still 2:16 to play as the free throw is good for Hassan. It's a 7-point lead, 68-61. Hawks work it into the front court. Nicholson, he'll take the quick three. That's off the mark. Wiles able to come up with the offensive rebound. Tallman for three. That's off the mark. And Umweno has the rebound. Umweno streaking into the front court. He'll go for the layup and got it. And now it's a 9-point lead for the Lightning with 1:52 left in the overtime. Coleman kicks it into the corner as it's taken away. A 3-on-0 as Amueno drives in, and he'll finish with the layup. And now it's an 11-point lead for the Lightning. Quick three at the other end for Wall is off the mark, and the rebound for Kloss. And a tough overtime period continues for the Hawks. Lightning now leading it by 11 at 72-61. And the foul will send Kloss to the free throw line. Fourth foul on Lyles. As he makes the first. Second rolls off, Lyles with the rebound. Coleman, Nicholson will again set up for the quick three, and this time he gets it down. Chaska finally on the scoreboard here in the overtime. That makes it a 9-point game at 73-64. Timeout by the Hawks. Well, the Lightning scored the first 12 points of the overtime. 1:19 left to play in the extra frame. Still a long road to climb for the Hawks, but certainly more than enough time to do it if they can come up with a stop or two and maybe get a couple turnovers. Next telecast of Chaska boys basketball will come up in 13 nights when Lakeville North, ranked number 9 in the latest poll, they will come in. That'll be Thursday night, December 16th. Chaska proud of the tough schedule that they put together. Eastview coming in tonight ranked number 6. Also have games at number 10 Eden Prairie, number 4 Shakopee, that's coming up later on this month, right before New Year's. Hawks want to test themselves before the conference play part of the schedule opens up. Certainly doing that, playing against those teams as well as the Lightning tonight. As the inbound to Kloss as he gets tied up and then is fouled. Takes a timeout, with 1:17 left to play. Hawks seem to be one step ahead of the Lightning most of the way. They've led by 7 on 3 different occasions tonight. But down the stretch in the second half, just the Lightning able to just whittle away at the lead. Went into overtime tied up at 61 apiece. Hawks held for the last shot, but it was well defended. Went back and forth the last 5 minutes with numerous lead changes. But for the most part, this overtime has been all Lightning. They scored the first 12 points of the overtime. Lyles with 4 fouls for the Hawks. Nicholson with 4 fouls as well. Coleman has 4 fouls, and on the Lightning side, Ambrose has 4 fouls. Kloss has 4 fouls. Hassan has 4 fouls. Both teams in the double bonus. Scales will inbound as he will lob it in for Ambrose. Lightning trying to play a little keep away to run some clock as Kloss gets it back from Hassan. Nearly a steal generated, but a foul will be called. I believe that will go on Schaefer. Schaefer picks up his third. That'll send Scales to the line to shoot a pair. 1:07 left in overtime. Lightning leading by 9, 73-64. First one is good.
Over Eastview. Boulder into the game.
Scales makes both. It's an 11-point lead, 75-64. 1:07 left to play in overtime. Coleman in the front court with it. Guarded by Kloss. Now Coleman taking it back. He'll take the three. That's well off the mark. And the Lightning come away with the rebound. And the foul will go against Wall. 54.1 seconds left to play. Bulger will shoot 2 here for the Lightning. That's certainly the more lopsided overtime. You don't want to get an idea of how this game went. Of course, the overtime suggests a close game anyway, but Lightning have really dominated here in the overtime. It's been a tough one for the Hawks. Now a 13-point lead. As Foss able to work his way around, he'll get the bucket and the foul. He'll go to the line to try to make it a 10-point game. Foul will be on Bulger. That's his second. Start to see the stands thin out a little bit. 49.2 seconds left in an 11-point lead for the Lightning. And the free throw off the mark. Foul the other way on Amueno. And he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Foss will pick up his third. 77-66, the Lightning with the lead with 46 seconds left in overtime. Bueno's first is off the mark. Despite what looks like it'll be a tough loss, the Hawks went up against a powerhouse team like Eastview, put together a good competitive game, something that they can build on. Talked about it's the first night of the season as Nicholson will lose this out of bounds over to the Lightning. So a lot to build on. They played well against a really good Eastview team. Hawks want to take these tough games and build those into a stretch run when they get into conference play. Scales will get it on the wing for Amueno, who feeds Hassan underneath for the bucket. 79-66, Lightning leading here with 30 seconds to go in overtime. The three on the mark and goes down for Coleman. Makes it a 10-point game once again, 79-69. And it looks like the Hawks might just let that be where it is. So the Hawks take Eastview to overtime, but the Lightning with a dominant performance in the overtime period. They scored the first 12 points, and they will come out of Chaska High School with a 79-69 win in overtime. We mentioned coming up in about 13 days from now will be our next home broadcast against Lakeville North. It'll be another tough game for the Hawks as they take on the Panthers that night. In between, they'll be at Minnetonka on Tuesday night, as well as Prior Lake this week on the road for the Hawks. So for Brett Johnson and for our cameraman Mike, I'm Patrick Cooley. It's been a pleasure to be with you from Chaska High School. The Eastview Lightning take it in overtime by a final score of 79-69. We will catch you next time on CHBN against